You are not just a person having a bad day. You are a biological chemistry experiment running on autopilot. Your moods, your motivation, and your energy levels are dictated by a secret boardroom of chemical messengers called hormones. Most people treat their emotions like mysterious weather patterns, but these are predictable, manageable, and mappable. Today, we are opening the control panel of your brain and body. Let's start with the big one: dopamine. Contrary to popular belief, dopamine is not the molecule of pleasure, it is the molecule of pursuit. It was first identified in 1957 by Kathleen Montague. Its actual job is prediction error. When you expect a reward and get it, dopamine surges. When you get less than you expected, it crashes. This is why infinite scrolling on social media feels like a loop of dissatisfaction. You are chasing a reward that never arrives. The dopamine system doesn't care if you are happy, it only cares that you keep clicking. To control your dopamine, you have to stop chasing the hit and start chasing the process. Next, we have cortisol. This is your body's alarm system. Released by the adrenal glands, it evolved to save you from tigers. In 1936, Hans Selye coined the term general adaptation syndrome to describe how cortisol helps us survive stress. But there is a flaw. Your body cannot tell the difference between a charging tiger and a passive-aggressive email from your boss. When cortisol spikes, it shuts down non-essential systems. Digestion stops, reproductive drive drops, sleep quality plummets. You are living in a permanent state of fight or flight, burning through your battery before you even leave your bed. Then there is serotonin. If cortisol is the alarm, serotonin is the security guard. It is produced primarily in your gut, which is why scientists call the stomach the second brain. It regulates your mood, your appetite, and your sleep cycles. About 90% of your body's serotonin is located in your gastrointestinal tract. Low levels are the classic precursor to clinical depression and anxiety. But here is the trick: you cannot eat your way to high serotonin. The molecule itself doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier. You have to synthesize it through a precursor called tryptophan, which is found in protein and activated by sunlight and physical movement. Now, let's talk about adrenaline, also known as epinephrine. This is pure, raw horsepower. Discovered by Jokichi Takamine in 1901, it is the hormone of action. It raises your heart rate, dilates your pupils, and increases your glucose output. It is incredibly useful for short bursts of intense effort. But relying on adrenaline for daily energy is like trying to fuel a car with nitromethane. You will go fast for 10 seconds and then the engine will explode. Chronic adrenaline usage leads to burnout. You aren't tired because you lack energy. You are tired because you've exhausted your chemical reserves. We cannot ignore insulin. Most people think of this as a sugar hormone, but it is actually the master controller of your energy levels. When you consume high glycemic carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes. Insulin rushes in to dump that sugar into your cells. If your insulin sensitivity is low, you get a massive crash shortly after the spike. This is the 2 o'clock afternoon slump that plagues millions of office workers. You feel like you need a nap because your blood sugar is bottoming out, not because you've actually run out of calories. Then there is oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone. It is actually the hormone of trust and social bonding. It was first synthesized by Vincent Duvigneau in 1953. It reduces amygdala activity, which means it physically lowers your fear response. When you feel lonely, your oxytocin levels drop and your body enters a state of hypervigilance. You become more sensitive to stress and more prone to anger. This is why humans are biologically wired to be social. Loneliness isn't just a sad feeling, it is a physiological threat to your survival. Finally, we have testosterone and estrogen, often labeled as gender-specific. Both exist in everyone. They regulate your drive, your bone density, and your metabolic rate. Testosterone is the hormone of dominance and focus. Estrogen is the hormone of resilience and mood regulation. When these are out of balance, everything else breaks. Your motivation vanishes, your weight fluctuates, and your brain fog becomes permanent. So, how do you take back control? The secret isn't a pill or a supplement, it is environmental management. If you want stable energy, you have to stabilize your glucose to prevent insulin crashes. If you want motivation, you have to lean into the discomfort of the process to reset your dopamine baseline. If you want peace of mind, you have to physically block the cortisol triggers that keep you in fight or flight mode. Your hormones are not your masters, they are your employees. They do exactly what your lifestyle tells them to do. If you sit in a dark room staring at a blue light, your body assumes it is night and kills your serotonin. If you eat processed sugar, your body assumes you are under an energy siege and overproduces insulin. If you isolate yourself, your brain assumes you have been exiled from the tribe and cranks up the fear response. Most of the misery people feel in the modern world is not a result of a broken mind. It is the result of a biological mismatch. You have the nervous system of an ancestor who spent his life hunting and gathering, but you are living in a world of high-speed dopamine loops, chronic stress, and processed chemicals. You are a biological machine operating in an environment that was never designed for your survival. The moment you stop blaming your character and start adjusting your chemistry, everything changes. The power is not in the willpower to be happy, it is in the intelligence to design a life that makes your hormones work for you rather than against you. The question is no longer why you feel the way you do. The question is, what are you going to change today to rewrite your internal state? Because every choice you make is a signal to your body, and your body is always listening.